So in terms of where they're first going to go, I honestly think it's a super toss-up in the matchup. I think FD is kind of off the table. I actually like FD as Sheik in the matchup, but I know a lot of people don't necessarily agree. Because this matchup, you know, we kind of saw it for a little bit with Plup when he was playing Sheik versus Hungrybox, but you know, then he switched to Fox. Many other people do that as well. And before Plup, I think the last person to take a set off Hungrybox's Sheik main was over Triforce in like Apex 2010, 2011.
Holy cow!
Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah, I'm a Plup fanboy.
Or no, it was Kirby Kaze. That's it. It was Kirby Kaze.
All right, here we go. Yep. Right into it.
Battlefield's a good starter stage. Sheik likes this. The platforms are pretty good for her. And
DREPHEN. Okay, DREPHEN.
DREPHEN's being really smart with his landings, but all it takes is one conversion, and Puff can have a lot to work with. And we're seeing a lot of tomahawks from DREPHEN. Ideally, what DREPHEN wants is some grabs at high percent, but as Puff will get to high percent, it'll become a lot harder to grab her.
Yep.
So you might have to see jab fair, you might have to see down tilt to up air, stuff like that. Gets the grab there, fair.
Yep, right into the fair.
Generally, the Puffs are going to DI away every time because up air is much worse for them. And now we're just back at neutral. DREPHEN with that reverse bear. And
underneath it.
Very nice by Fizzle. That's going to be it. Oh! What? This old dog's got new tricks.
Goodness.
Old dog's got new tricks up in here.
That was sensational.
What an incredible OMS attack. And what? That was just
up air.
That was just kind of the read of reads.
Oh my
We're seeing the crowd get quite a kick out of that one. Up tilt just for a little bit of percent. Another matchup where percent only really matters for one of the characters. Sheik wants the percents. You can't really gimp Puff effectively. There's niche circumstances where you can. It's very hard. Puff doesn't really care about Sheik's percent. And to a degree it matters, but she can find conversions.
Nice grab.
Goes for the tomahawk, and yeah,
another one.
It's gonna be it. 2 down tilts.
Look at the dash dance. DREPHEN ready to go. Saying, get back here, Puff. I don't know if, honestly, I don't know if Fizzle Boy is the shark in this scenario.
Yeah, I don't think. But okay, we got a fair chain. DREPHEN off stage, precarious situation.
Oh my goodness.
Real close.
Risky business.
That's another tech. So what we're seeing is that Fizzle's not going for rest punishes. He believes that he can get it done without it. He doesn't need to take the rest punish, even if it's going to be small. He's not wanting to risk it.
Yeah, it's not worth it at this point.
Yeah.
More reliant on that air game. Up airs, back airs.
Fair's building up damage. Like I said,
off of forward smash as well.
The damage is good for Sheik. Puff could somewhat care less. Reverse fair. We could see an early gimp. No. All right.
Oh my goodness.
We're back to neutral.
On the ledge. Nice down tilt after the up tilt there.
Trying for a down air, a little cheeky setup. And now we're seeing DREPHEN pull out the jabs. He's trying to catch Puff in the air with a jab.
Oh, off the bottom of the stage.
Yep, rebound.
Dunks him into the bottom. Alley-oop.
So if DREPHEN catches him with a jab while Puff is in the air, it'll convert to a fair, but it won't kill quite yet from center. Okay, goes for the other conversion. Doesn't quite get it. And that's going to be it for that stock. We are tied up going into this last stock of our first game. Both players, it's been looking real competitive, real nice. You know, Fizzle's floating around, trying to be safe. Both these players are going for a few reads here and there. DREPHEN with some jank down airs. Weird spot right there. And it's just spacing, just pure neutral game. We got a bit of a conversion there, but DREPHEN gets down. Managed to outrange the Puff. Nice, coming down with a fair, using that angled hitbox. And just calling out the fact that he was just going to crouch, because DREPHEN's been doing a lot of tomahawks. And of course the mix-up to tomahawking is just aerialing. And that's going to be it. Jab to fair. A reliable setup as long as Puff isn't crouch canceling. Because if she is, and if you're close enough, that's a rest. We've got Boyd patiently watching, cheering his boy on. His boys, really, I guess. All right, Dreamland, you know, a counter pick that is somewhat expectable. And that's going to be a rest. Good sharking by Fizzle. Let's see what DREPHEN can get off of it. Not much. He was trying to go for something after that nair on the plat and just barely couldn't get there. Nice conversion with the down air finally working out for DREPHEN. And just not quite catching Puff. Easy fair off of that pound. All right, good by Fizzle, just trying to air dodge back in. Things are real scary for DREPHEN when Puff's that close. You know, because Sheik really wants to keep Puff at an arm's distance. That's going to be a stock. DREPHEN ties it back up. Good stuff. He's got spot dodges galore. The DREPHEN classic. And just FYI, I don't have access to chat right now, so if you guys have questions, I'm sorry. I cannot see it. Or if you guys want to, like, I don't know, complain about my commentary, you have all the right to. But I will not be able to see it. So typical neutral game here on Dreamland in the matchup. Definitely a weird kind of scrap, right? Because they're both trying to space moves so well, but they're trading hits mostly. You'll get a hit here, a hit there. You'll have to run away, reset neutral. And as I mentioned before, Puff does have some real punishes, but the real punishes work at the mid percents, or sometimes the low percents. Nice, just reading that Fizzle would go ahead and roll away. Gets a little bit of percent, Fizzle resets. And then smart of DREPHEN to just charge needles, keep it spaced, keep it safe, and manages to roll, jab fair, but it's not going to be it. He's going to be looking for a grab or another one of those jab fairs, maybe even a spare fair, and he manages to get it off the plat. Good by DREPHEN. But it's still pretty much dead even here. DREPHEN getting a few bears in, trying to build some percent. The closer Puff is to that lethal percent, the better, of course. So, you know, there really isn't a sweet spot in the matchup where Sheik wants Puff to be. You know, Fox wants Puff to be in that sweet spot ratio. Not too high of a percent where up throw upper doesn't connect, but, you know, enough to kill. Sheik doesn't really have that kind of percent. There's points at which your conversions stop working, but at that point, most things are going to kill. And, you know, at mid-percents, you really just can't get rid of a Puff as Sheik. You have to build her up to that percent. You're playing the game as intended by Sakurai. You're building percent. I like the idea with the short hop dare, but he really can't convert off of that at that percent. And the needles miss. Nice fair catch up. And Puff is out of jumps and manages to make it back with a smart air dodge. Good stuff by Fizzle. Following up with a dash attack, DREPHEN on the ledge. And goes for kind of a mix-up, gets the double jab fair. DREPHEN in control. Manages to bring it back from an early lead for Fizzle. And just clipped. Yep. It was a mix-up between going to stage or ledge. Ledge would have been pretty risky. Stage, you know, he could have gone for the Omps attack, just barely doesn't miss it. And I've got someone coming up here. It's Thexy from Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
And you know a lot about this matchup.
Yeah, I play Trayvon all the time in this matchup, so
yeah.
I don't mind it personally. I'm a slower type, or just kind of a more mind game type Sheik.
I described it as like maybe a hard 50-50 or a 45-55. It's very close.
It's definitely in Puff's favor. I would say at minimum 55, just because the comeback potential is much more one-sided.
Yeah.
So when Sheik gets a lead, you kind of have to keep it.
And also, there's the whole fact that like Sheik, I was talking about this on commentary, maybe you can also add to it. Puff doesn't really care about what percent Sheik's at, you know? She has conversions. Sheik needs Puff to be at a percent that can kill.
Yeah,
like,
on this stage, if they're not at 120 and you get a grab, they're not going to die yet.
Yeah, or maybe catch him with a jab out of a jump into a fair.
Right.
But you got to be careful, because if they're crouch canceling, it could just be over.
Yeah, you could just get jab rested.
Yeah, super rough. manages to get back.
Yeah.
And this is a real close game 2.
Yeah, this definitely is. But I mean, if he takes an F smash, he's gone.
Yeah.
But the good news is he probably can't get rested. But he needs to tack on just a little bit more percent before he can actually confirm any kills.
That's true.
A player like Fizzle is not going to go for anything risky off edge and get killed early.
Yeah, that's a good point. Not going to get gimped or anything, because it's pretty hard for a Puff to get gimped by Sheik.
Right. Ooh, that
barely
was
misses.
I think that was guaranteed. He just mistimed it.
All right, we got to switch to Zelda.
This is the DREPHEN specialty.
That's it.
Yeah. There's really not much you can do there.
You could, if he managed to, if he was at a different height, he could have gone for a cheeky maybe edge cancel into like a falling bear fair, but
or he could have just tried to go for ledge.
True.
It looked like Fizzle actually had given it up, so he might have been able to take ledge, but it's a risky endeavor.
It's a mix-up.
Yeah.
So Yoshi's story, kind of an expected counter pick here. Killing Puff early is always nice.
Yeah, she'll if you get her on the side, she'll die at about 90% from back air and fair.
And that's really good for the matchup. That's something Sheik doesn't really have.
Yeah, and down throw up air kills at about that same percent as well.
Yeah, and like down tilt up air, another pretty reliable one.
That was a really good DI on that effort. Now this should be that should be a KO. Oh, barely.
No, very good DI from Fizzle, going all the way to the corner.
I think 1% more and that was the stock.
Yeah.
That is a really risky thing to do right there.
Down smashing, absolutely.
Yeah, down smashing the shield.
But he manages to pick it up with the jab fair.
Yep, pretty standard bread and butter.
Yep.
He's very lucky that.
Oh, whoa, what?
If he had gone low, I think that would have worked because he was just trying to take ledge with the
yeah.
So very fortunate for DREPHEN because otherwise he was in a really bad spot and was probably just going to get arrested.
Probably. Well, the thing is, Fizzle's been going for, when DREPHEN comes on stage, he's been going for bears to send him back off.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get any percent off of a rest punish if he knows he can take care of it a different way.
That was a really good mix-up on the recovery.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Yeah,
well-spaced bear, too.
Yeah. Now, that was partially bad DI. He wouldn't have normally died from that, but he was holding away.
Yeah.
And I think he still has his jump.
And
he's dead from that point.
Yeah, just barely, but it's going to do it.
But he's got a stock lead to work with, so if he can take this stock, it stares him down for a little bit.
And I feel like this is a matchup where a lead matters, really, especially a stock lead. A stock lead's huge.
As Sheik, it really is both, but as Sheik, if you don't have a lead, they can just wall you out, and it's very hard to get anything started. You have to get some big reads.
Yeah. You stop playing melee.
Oh man, that could have been a rest right there, I think.
I like the choice of up air. A little more percent, it actually might have killed.
Yeah, that's not quite getting KO yet.
Oh wow, going for the read.
So up smash, believe it or not, isn't a bad option there.
It's got invincibility on the tip, right?
I'm not sure. I can't remember if it does, but basically, when it comes down, it actually covers a lot of space on the sides, and it trades very often with whatever Puff's trying to do.
And that's important.
So if he had gone in for a fair there and DREPHEN had released up smash at the right time, it would have traded and you would have been KO'd.
Because like the matchup, from my perspective, is defined by Puff having these huge hitboxes and being able to wall really well. She kind of having to work around it and thread the needle, partially with her own needles to get in.
Yeah, really. So at the early percents, what you're trying to do is get her out of crouch cancel rest range. You just want to get spaced back airs, spaced fairs, generally more back airs than fairs. But
yeah,
that was
a little
really
more
good.
range.
And then needles, just trying to get some extra percent. And here that makes it. He's just fishing for the down air up there.
Always a good option to kill Puff.
Yep. On this stage especially, as you can see, it kills very, very early at 93.
Yeah. So it's good to have two people on the mic who at least kind of know the matchup. You definitely more than me.
Yeah, I've played this matchup with Trayvon from Kentucky many, many, many times. And I mean, once you get used to it, the rest setups aren't as scary. Really, what I'm more scared of is getting rested on stage. That's the real big part. Yeah.
I mean, what is it like there? And you have to be really good about spacing, because I've been in situations where I've down tilted a crouching Puff and they actually are able to rest my leg.
Yeah, they absolutely can. Sheik puts her hurt boxes out pretty far when tilting, and I mean, if a Puff reacts in time, they can. If you F tilt their shield too close, they can jump rest.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens when you don't have a lot of hitboxes. What is a disjoint?
Yeah.
Sheik has good hitboxes, but they're not necessarily disjoint.
No, fair is probably the most. Fair and back air, the tip of back air at least, are the most disjointed.
And even then, they're not that crazy.
No, definitely not.
Not compared to Puff.
So if you see there that it reaches far down, it's something I've actually been experimenting a lot with recently.
Yeah, I really like that. And especially, and if the Puff is at a very high percent where you're not getting a conversion, that can actually kill probably.
Absolutely. If he was at 100%, that probably would have KO'd.
Because you find yourself in this matchup a lot where your Sheik, the Puff's at a stupid high percent, but is just playing safe. You can't really do much.
Now, I don't know if I agree
with
that.
I don't like that at all.
He's in a bad spot to have to transform back.
Yeah, he's going to lose invincibility.
Although
it looks like he's going with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him for trying for this. I mean, I think anywhere on the stage, he's KO'd if he takes this back air.
Yeah, that's true. And the spacing is with it.
There you go.
There we go.
I mean, Puff, because you're at such low percent, there's really not much Puff can do there.
True.
They can try to wall you out, but oh, that was very scary.
Yeah, that roll was precarious.
Fizzle is really fishing for up tilts today. He was doing that a lot against Cobb as well, and it just wasn't panning out.
Yeah, I feel like he's going for up tilts because it goes into rest. Let's be real here. That's the classic. It works on almost everyone in the cast.
Yeah, I mean, he's down, so he's looking for a way to get back. That might be the KO.
Yep. But DREPHEN smartly with the worst DI so we can get back as soon as possible.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that right there is the folly of Sheik. Unless they're at depth percent, and I'm talking like 100%.
Yeah, it's piecemeal.
Yeah, you're getting about 25% from your little combo. But I mean, DREPHEN is very good at this matchup, partially because he's played Fizzle so much.
Yeah, and he's just been around.
Yeah, DREPHEN has definitely been around. All right, that was a really painful. Oh, he mashed out of that.
Right into his loving arms. Now, good match by Fizzle.
Yeah, mashing at that percent is not easy.
No.
Because he mashed out after, I think he mashed out before the second jab, or the second pummel even
I think you're
out.
right. I think you're right.
That's a tall order at that percent.
Yeah, but you're kind of risking at that point because you'll be mashing so much, your DI will probably not be the best. That's the one downside. So if DREPHEN instead just decided to immediately down throw, he might have actually gotten it.
Yeah, well, Sheik's down throw has a pretty long animation time.
That's true.
Usually long enough to react to you being thrown by it.
Very true. Even though Puff's light, the animation's still long. And then we're going to see maybe 20% if we're lucky.
Well, the good news is he's out of crouch cancel percent. So now I can really he's going to be fishing for these down tilts now to get. Because, I mean, at this percent, getting a down tilt is going to net you either A, the kill. Oh, that was a really good tomahawk.
Yeah, full
scary
tomahawk.
because they can crouch it, but.
Oh, DREPHEN's been working these down airs, but he has yet to really make a kill conversion off of them. It sends him a little too high.
Yeah. Now, if I was DREPHEN, I would just be trying to get hit by back air a little bit because I do not want to be at this percent because this is the rest percent right now.
Very dangerous.
About 20 more percent till he's really out of it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just like you said, Fizzle gets up. But yeah, you were forecasting it. It's like that's the juicy percent. That's what Puff wants.
That's a pretty rare rest conversion too. Back air, no tech into rest.
Yeah.
That is a hard read by Fizzle on that because he was dead if he missed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If DREPHEN had teched in place, that was it.
It was all or nothing, and I think that was Fizzle's last tournament stop.
No,
so he was betting the farm.
Game 5. So I would pop off too if I gambled something that hard.
Absolutely, and it'll be crazy if Fizzle manages to show the solid play we saw last stock and take the whole thing from DREPHEN.
Yeah. Now DREPHEN's mentality is generally pretty good in these kinds of situations.
Yeah, seasoned player and whatnot.
It's against people that he knows and has lost against. This kind of situation where he was basically looking to win the game and then didn't. Wow, that was a crazy
that's
match.
A match.
Where he was about to win the game and then doesn't. I've seen it shake him, and I'm not saying that he is, just that I've seen it do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those needles were very unsafe.
Yeah, very, very not good needles.
Fizzle really messed that up. So.
Yeah, flub on flub. So
yeah, pretty much.
We're back to playing melee.
Yeah, that was a good. So at this percent, they generally aren't going to try to shield your down smash.
Yeah.
So running up and doing a down smash like that is a good way to get some extra percent.
Yeah, just try to get Puff to the juicy, just like that.
Yeah. So he's really what he's going to be looking for is just he's going to camp him on the side platforms a lot.
Absolutely.
As much as he can, at least. Fizzle's going to try to prevent him from doing that.
Because you want to get Puff to start coming to you.
Right.
That's Puff's notorious weakness.
Yeah, I would get out of here if I was DREPHEN, though. I do not.
Me too.
Well, he is a very good wall techer.
Yeah, because you saw there, he just stood and was like, hit me.
Yeah. But it's, I don't know, I personally don't like being in that situation, but he may have different ideas.
True.
Because if he takes it back here and wall techs it, he can get a free fair.
And that's big.
Yeah.
Hit for hit at this situation, super nice.
Yeah,
misses
he
that
missed
one.
Tech, so yeah, okay. He waits it out to kind of mess with Fizzle's timing.
Yeah.
And misses the back air.
Smart idea.
I think he was trying to tomahawk grab him there.
All right,
See,
tomahawk
yeah, right
down
there.
smash.
Yeah. I thought what DREPHEN was going to do was actually going to do a low nair, hit the shield, get the frame advantage, and then dash away, try to wait for him to do something out of shield.
Because the lowest nair is safe.
Absolutely, yeah. I believe it's either positive. I think it's actually 0.
Yeah, I think it is too.
I don't think Sheik has anything that's actually positive. He messed that up, but he's not high enough.
Yeah.
Flubs on flubs again.
Yeah.
That was very risky of a spot dodge, but
this is a real shaky game 5.
yeah. They both don't want to lose to each other because this is, these are friends, people that have played together a long time.
Definitely. That's going to be it, though.
Yeah.
That's a stock gone. Fizzle.
Poor spacing on the back air.
He's got to make sure DREPHEN can't get him past crouch cancel %, or when DREPHEN comes down with a fresh stock, it's going to be real rough.
If he hadn't hit that needle, I think he was about to get dash attack.
Probably, and that would have been it.
Yeah. See, he could have DREPHEN actually could have nair out of shield that approach over him. That's one thing that a lot of Sheiks need to get. I love triple fair and at low percents like that. It's one of my favorite things, but he just barely missed it.
He's going for the high.
Smart. That's really smart.
Yeah.
In that situation, especially with the transformation coming out,
it messes with the player a little. You can be a little iffy with your drift, even though Sheik doesn't really have drift. It's
no,
enough.
not really.
It's enough.
Once she's high enough, if she falls, she eventually gets some, but it's still pretty bad.
And of course, she'll have no landing lag if she's high enough.
Right, that's really the benefit to doing that.
Yeah. Goes low, not trying to do any shenanigans.
I think he could have down tilted that.
The shield?
Shield put, that was really close. I thought that was going to hit him.
Same.
But Fizzle shield, okay, so he's going to get his shield back from this, but I was going to say his shield was very low. I think DREPHEN was going to try to pressure at that point. Now the worst thing possible right now, obviously, is to get rested.
Yes.
And I think that if that were to happen, that might be the clinching factor, but if he can take this stock without going above like 50 or 60%, that's pretty solid. It'll give him a really big advantage going into last stock.
I'm really liking these tomahawk mix-ups by DREPHEN. Sometimes he's doing that aerial, sometimes he's not, keeping him on his toes, but that's a rest.
I can't believe he read that, but this is going to be last stock.
Yeah. Last stock, both 0%, game 5. These two boys facing it off against each other. Ohio v. Ohio. Sheik v. Puff.
Yep. His shield's getting a little low again. He can try to play around that, but they're just walling each other out, so it's going to come back. Okay, good DI on that. If you DI that in, you can get arrested.
Yeah.
He's really fishing for the up air rests at this percent.
Definitely.
You can absolutely rest that down smash on shield.
Yeah. And honestly, if I was Fizzle, I would go for a rest while you have the percent buffer.
Right, because even if he misses,
like
right now he's alive.
Yeah.
Unless he were to miss it on like that platform on the left.
With the tipper.
Yeah.
Even then, he could possibly smash DI wall tech.
That'd be really hard. That'd be insane smash DI.
But this is the kind of thing we're expecting from these players.
Yeah.
That
was extremely risky. Yeah, that was absolutely a Hail Mary. And you got a little bit, you got a lot of percent off that, but okay, bad ledge dash.
We're looking bad. It's a switch to Zelda. He's not going for it.
Yeah,
that's it. DREPHEN slaps the controller down. Knew he had it with that game 4.
Yeah, that missed ledge dash really cost him that game, unfortunately.
It really